So have you ever been in a situation that you've like flat out burned out, have to take a break?
I think probably yes. I think
Mhm.
it'd be hard to not, but I think you get better at learning when you need the help, right? And
Yeah.
especially if you work on a team, definitely harder for probably solo planners.
Mhm.
Recently I had a friend who had to cancel dinner with me because her best friend called because the florist canceled the day before the wedding and she had to
Oh,
go help assemble flowers, right?
oh, yeah.
So I think it's, learning when what the signs are, right? When you're feeling overwhelmed and either talking to your boss or talking to a teammate to say, hey, like, there's just too much going on. Cause also we all get busy, right? Whether
Mhm.
it's people you work with or people outside, and everyone kind of gets into their own thing and assume, oh, if I don't hear from you, especially with planners, I think because we often are very high achievers, we're doing our own thing. People kind of trust us to get things done.
Yep.
They might not think to check in to say, hey, do you need some help with that? Or how are you doing for time? And so I think it's recognizing when you're like, okay, this is getting to be too much. And
Mhm.
I'm worried that something might be impacted, or being honest when you're planning out a calendar and saying, hey, like we already have 5-10 events that week.
Yeah.
Is there something we can pull back on? Is there something like,
Mhm.
people might not realize as things get added? So I think
Mhm.
it's just about being honest with yourself and with the people you work with, and about
Mhm.
what your capacities are. And I think
Mhm.
often event planners are used to saying yes, right? And knowing when to say no and how to say no properly and,
Mhm.
professionally, of course,
Mhm.
without can still do a lot of good if you say, hey, I can't take this on right now, and
Exactly.
here's why I need more time, or here's how we can do it next time, or maybe you can try doing a small thing of it. Like we've had that sometimes with some of our smaller shows. We might say, hey, we already have 10 shows this week and there's not enough people to go around to do it. So maybe you just attend this year and you tell us, hey, this was really worth being at, or no, you know what, we don't need to have a booth. We can just pay for a ticket and go. So I think it's about being honest with your team in a
Mhm.
professional way, and setting those expectations, and being clear about what you need and why you need it.
Yeah, absolutely. And as a leader, sometimes it's about helping them help themselves. Because I can't tell you how many times, let's say I've had someone on my team say, oh, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. But as a leader, that's lining up to be this many events on this particular week. And as much as you probably feel like you can do it, it's the signs are all pointing
Yeah.
towards it not going to be a good thing. And sure enough, that's what happens. So I think if you have that amount of trust on your team and you trust your leader and the leader trusts you, hopefully you can really kind of release control to that trust
Sure.
and help each other out. Because yeah, I mean, doing events is really amazing, but then it can be equally as hard. So if we're all on the same team, we're all working for each other and we trust each other, we can just help look out for each other and help relieve stress overall.